Hello everyone, I'm Michael.
And I'm Alex.
Today is our first episode and also last episode this year.
And as you probably know, 2023, in this year, cryptocurrency is hyped very much, and everyone's right now focused on rising Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. But there is one more thing which hyped and was very popular this year, and actually it's very trending technology with, let's say, changing the future, and this is of course artificial intelligence.
Definitely.
So we will discuss some artificial intelligence trends in this podcast. We also will discuss some examples how developers can simplify their coding experience and what instruments they can use for this simplifying. And the first things that we will focus in these discussions is probably Vercel v0. It's automated code generation for front-end offered by Vercel company. And in this tool, you can generate interfaces using just text prompts, also by uploading some images and other things. So you're just typing some example, for example, create me a landing page. And Vercel v0 offers you free examples of generated interface for this prompt, and you can choose interface which you are interested in and to continue to change this interface. For example, add some buttons, change some colors, change some outlines, basically everything that you want. So and the most interesting thing, especially for developers, of this tool, that this interface is fully developed on React and CN components. So you can just copy paste a well-formatted code for this interface, put on your project and use it right in your project. Of course, it for now has some limitations, so it not works very well in some very complex cases, but some basic interfaces like login pages, sign-up pages, some basic dashboards generated very well. And of course, to make a really good looking interfaces, you will probably need some design experience, because it's sometimes very, let's say, exact interprets what are you telling it. So you need to have some understanding how your page look like. So it will not design page for you. It's just, let's say, makes this process more easier. So personally, I would recommend this tool for testing. So I made a few pet projects using this tool, and it's helped me very well in designing some basic things and freed my time to do more complex and interesting things. So yes, this was regarding v0, and the next tool is probably will present Michael. It will be a tool which helps to completely build your project using GPT.
Yes, but before we dig into ChatGPT, available tools and plugins, I wanted to kind of add that Vercel v0 don't create like websites. It just creates a page, one page or one component, and you need to copy it and structure the project yourself. And also about the libraries, they can planning to add also support for Vue, Svelte, for example, and also plain HTML. Yes, I guess that's it.
So it's actually a very good comment that I forgot to add real libraries which it uses.
Yes, and as Alex mentioned, this Vercel v0 is based on artificial intelligence. Actually, it's very interesting. Do Vercel uses some external artificial intelligence provider or they build a model from scratch. Do you know about it?
So basically, I don't know how it works internally, but for sure it uses some artificial intelligence, probably GPT model or some custom-made model. So I'm not aware of it. But I think if you are interested in this, you can do any research. I'm sure that information is available regarding this.
Yeah, I just googled it for fast, and yes, they calling it generative UI.
Yes, it's actually a good point where to develop. So I think next step of this generative UI would be exporting UI interfaces right from Figma, which will, let's say, very much simplify job for developers. So they will just make a website of 3D pages which are drawn in Figma by designers and just put it together, add some logic, and this process will be simple.
Yeah, I guess there are tools that or plugins for Figma that can export design to HTML, CSS, but I doubt that there is something related to ChatGPT or Tailwind. We actually can Google it for fast.
Yes, and of course such tools that are generating HTML and CSS code, I think existing for some long time, and were also existing some other examples that using artificial intelligence models. But yes, the main benefit of this Vercel v0 that it generates not only HTML, CSS, plain JavaScript, but some ready-made React code with ChatGPT library and Tailwind.
So I just Googled it for fast, and looks like for Figma it's available ChatGPT plugin and also Tailwind plugin. So I guess you can export from Figma, but yeah, the main thing of Vercel v0 is this so-called generative UI. So you can create interfaces by typing few sentences of describing this page, and that's it, it's done. And then later, again, with text, you can interact and change anything you want on this page. You don't need to be like designer to use such things as Figma and so on. You can just it's very helpful for developers, I guess, who kind of want to launch startup or just want to build idea from scratch in several days, and it's a very good point.
Just for some MVP products, maybe.
Yes.
And actually, I didn't know that there is existing plugin for Figma, and in the next podcast we can test and compare these two things regarding this ChatGPT code generation, and give you some insights. So if you're interested, please put your comments, and we will film this for you.
Yeah. Actually, we can create separate videos, maybe just not when where we're talking, but where we already tested and describing how some specific technology works, how to use it, for what not to use it, and so on. So some limitations, so advantages, disadvantages, and so on.
Yes, this is actually a good idea. So we can make some longer videos where we are in real time do some walkthroughs regarding these technologies and products.
Yes, and also if we will jump to other kind of tools that can help developers to build software, definitely it would be like ChatGPT. You can just use ChatGPT to ask for some function creation or something like that, and copy paste generated code, especially with ChatGPT version 4. Yes, it beat price in price comparison to version 3. It's like 10 times expensive, but again, it can process more tokens, so-called words at the same time, and can output bigger amount of text.
Yes. So generally, if you need more complex to analyze and to query more complex things, you probably should use GPT-4. But if you need to analyze some more basic and let's say simple things, you can use ChatGPT 3.5, and it will give you almost the same results with 10 times cheaper.
Yes, it's a very good point for developers that want to build something based on ChatGPT, because ChatGPT has API, and there is available such thing as assistants. So you can build your own assistant. You can upload the file or multiple files, and this assistant will look for information exactly in these files and will answer to you. And in this case, yes, ChatGPT 4 gives more expanded response to your question, but still it's version 3.5 is cheaper 10 times. So for building some prototypes, maybe launching some idea, it would be applicable to use version 3.5 for developers, and you don't need to go with version 4 from the beginning.
Yes, so we personally tested both these versions. So this all our comments are regarding this assistant API. So we uploaded, so Assistant API supports uploading documents, for example, PDF document, which this assistant analyzes, and you can make query for information in this document. So we uploaded one very complex document for both ChatGPT 3.5 and 4. And tested different queries, firstly for 3.5, then for 4, and compared the result which gives this assistance. So in some cases, for most simpler questions, this was almost the same, and as we commented, for more complex questions, they differ significantly. So our suggestion is to, if you are planning to do any product with this ChatGPT assistant, first of all, try with both versions and some multiple questions, do a research and compare how they differ. Maybe in your case they will not differ very much, and in this case you can use ChatGPT 3.5 assistant API. But of course, if they will differ very much, and ChatGPT 4 assistant will give much closer and better results, in this case, better to use 4, of course.
Yes, and for ChatGPT prompts, you just Google it, ChatGPT prompts, and you will get a bunch of instructions how to correctly write GPT prompts to get the better results, and you can try the same for 3.5 and 4th version. So yeah, and
that's actually a very good comment, because that prompt skills are actually a new profession.
Yes,
because skills of writing correct prompts is currently is very significant, because with correct prompt you can gather much more information, and this information will be much more readable and concrete than without these skills. Yes. So yes, for example, as some simple things, you can ask ChatGPT to give information more detailed, to give it to you some structured way, to give it by points, to ask, for example, ChatGPT as that, for example, he is teacher and you are student, and he needs to teach you something.
Yeah, it's kind of very kind of new field for all of us, and there are definitely some specialists in this field, and just check for instructions if you want to play with ChatGPT, and you will find it helpful. So if we are going back to our topic, which is artificial intelligence tools that help developers developing the software, next topic that I would like to address is a plugin called Pilot GPT, which is available for VS Code. It uses ChatGPT 4 API key to work. So how it works? You describe the project, what you want to build. For example, I want to build a website which will contain login and sign up pages. And after login, customer must see the dashboard. The dashboard must contain such and such elements. There must be buttons that will do such and such things. So you very detailedly in many details describe what you want to build, and also you can mention the technologies. For example, I want this website to be built on React, I want to use Tailwind, CSS, TypeScript, and so on. And later you will be asked like, do you need two-factor authorization for login or not?
So just to give some insight, maybe more details. So for those who may be not so familiar with front-end world, that currently technologies for front-end are developing very rapidly, so and often changes. And even if you are created, for example, a project for your front-end some half year ago, these skills may be not more very actual right now. So, and this process of creating new project usually includes very much Googling, like what changed since that time, what tools should I use, how to set up them, how to complete them. And this new plugin help you to avoid these things and to save your time. They're just a step-by-step guide, which is very simple if you're a developer and familiar with some basic modern front-end technologies, and by just answering by step-by-step guide, you will be created this project with all tune-ups which you need.
Yes, but there are still some kind of limitations and issues, so you need to take in account that ChatGPT has a limited amount of information, so it might be like half year old, and some new libraries may be available, or in new version something might be changed, and if you will be installing some new version of React, for example, it's not exactly 1% sure that it will work with some other libraries that you wanted to use and ChatGPT is providing to you. So after you describe the website you want to build, you will be asked step by step. So first of all, ChatGPT creates this step-by-step guide, what must be done, as Alex mentioned, and later this plugin asks you, can I execute this command or not? So you just press yes, yes, yes. So as developer, you can just review the commands that will be executed, and this command will be executed by this plugin. So for example, install npm packages, create file, add the code to this file, and so on. But it might fail at any step, and most likely you will need to debug it yourself. But again, you can use the same ChatGPT plugin to debug it. It is helpful, but
yes, and the one big problem that we experienced during testing this technology, of course, everything that we are telling to you, we are tested ourselves. And during testing of this plugin, it works very slow with running these commands, because as we suspect, it puts all these commands through these ChatGPT APIs. and this working quite slow. So if, as Michael said, as you are a developer, you can use this plugin only to make these commands for you and to later execute this commands by yourself, and this will be much faster and maybe even save your credits.
Yes, and also good to mention that this plugin, it's not only like building front-end part, but back-end as well, because it's just asks ChatGPT for steps you want to build. So you can imagine it like you're chatting with ChatGPT, but first of all you write what you want and ask for ChatGPT to create steps that you need to follow to create this project. Then you kind of dig into every step to have more detailed instruction, and such way you kind of will get for each step very detailed instructions, and you can just copy paste the commands and execute them, and in the end you will get the project with files which might be working or might be not. So
it's like a Schrodinger's file.
Yeah.
And one more maybe thing to mention, that this plugin is right now available only for Visual Studio Code. So for users which prefer, for example, WebStorm, this may be the problem.
Yeah, IntelliJ products not support.
Yes, but who knows, maybe this will be added in some nearest time. So okay, during our today's sessions we discussed these 3 products. And our time is going to the end. So we would wish you a happy new year, and of course thank you for your attention. And of course like and subscribe to our channel if you want to know more interesting content regarding new technologies, startups, and other interesting things. So that was me, Alex, and Michael, and see you soon.
See you next episode.